Tutorial for coding our data table for the elastic energy experiment. So up top in my data table, we have our system analysis. So when the mass is up high, it has all gravitational energy, and that is mgh, where h is that starting height. And then at that moment that it stops at the bottom, we know the kinetic energy is 0. And it's still off the ground a little bit. It has an ending height, so its gravitational energy is mgh, where h is the ending height. And whatever is missing, we know through conservation of energy, must be elastic energy. So we can find the elastic energy by subtracting the starting gravitational energy minus the ending, and that will be our elastic energy. And then the distance stretched, just from the picture, you can see it's going to be the starting height minus the ending height. All right, it's on screen. I'm going to use, for the strength of gravity on the surface of the Earth, 9.8, because this is an experiment and we want to use the more accurate value. You might also use 10, but I'm going to use 9.8. So I hit return. Okay, and now I'm looking at my data table. I'm going to put in some sample numbers to check my coding as I go. So I'll just do 3, 2, 1. Those are made up, and as you do the experiment, we should delete these after we code it. And you'll put in your actual values. Okay, starting gravitational energy was mgh. So I want to code here, so I'm going to start with the equal sign. Mass, that's over right here in A9, times the strength of gravity, that's up here in B3, and we did it this way to teach you something new. When I drag this equation down, it's going to not grab B3 anymore, so I want to lock it. So we are going to put dollar signs in front of the B and in front of the 3, and that will make it so it always goes to B3, even as I drag this equation down for the other starting height and ending heights. Okay, but this equation was mgh, so we already got m and g, so now I need to multiply it by the height. Now this is the starting gravity, so it makes sense I should grab the starting height over in B9. And I hit return. Yep, 9.8 times 3 times 2. Yep, 9.8 is basically 10 times 2, 23, 30, 60. Okay, so that number is correct. I will go ahead and drag that down to complete it. And those are, of course, 0 because we don't have the values in. All right, now let's do the ending gravitational energy. That's pretty straightforward. That's mgh again. So m, we've already done this. I'm going to just manually type in $B $3 times the height. But again, we're at the ending gravitational energy, so I'm going to grab the ending height. Yep, and that also checks out. All right, so I will drag that down. All right, distance stretched. We know that. We just said that's the starting height minus the ending height, so that's pretty straightforward. B9, and then the ending height is in C9, so I'm going to manually type it in this time. And that's 1. Yep, 2 minus 1. Drag that down. And then the elastic energy. That is going to be the difference. Just quick look up here. Elastic energy is the starting gravitational energy minus the ending. The difference in the gravitational energy is what became elastic energy. So let's code that into our spreadsheet. That equals the starting gravitational energy minus the ending gravitational in E9 there. And this time I will also drag this down. We're basically done, but I'm going to go back and quick delete these so that I don't mistakenly take that. And now we have our data table coded for the elastic energy experiment.